Hey everybody, it's Karyn Bryant from MMA Heat. I'm here with Joel Resnick. He is the CEO of RUFF, that is the Resnick Ultimate Fighting Federation. They are based in China. They've got an event going down in just a couple of hours. Joel, right now you're standing inside the cage. How are you feeling moments before you guys go live with yet another event?
It's a little cold. It's pretty cold in here. No, nothing. Everything's great. I mean, this is our 11th event, and we're good with it now.
Awesome. Well, as I can see, there's a fantastic MMA Heat logo behind you, and once again, we're very excited to be part of your production. So thank you very much for involving us.
No, thank you. I mean, you guys have been supporting us since the beginning, and it really it's added so much to our credibility. It's just fantastic.
Cool.
So thank you guys.
All right, well, let's talk about your main event. Just the other night, I spoke with Wang Guan, who is your reigning featherweight champion. He's facing Bekbulat Magomedov, a Russian fighter. So set this up. This is the main event, and you know there was talk that the UFC was trying to steal Magomedov away from you.
Yeah, well, I don't know about any of that. Somebody put something out on the internet, and it was never true. I mean, there was nothing there. And I don't think UFC would do anything like that, to be honest with you. And that's why when we heard it, we just sort of blew it off. I spoke to Bekbulat, I spoke to his manager, and there was nothing there. There was never a contract signed. There was never nothing. Then there was something posted saying that, I stopped Bekbulat from going to the UFC. It was nothing like that at all. So, it's a great fight we have planned. It had to happen. I mean, you got 11-0 against 13-0. You got the Chinese champion Wang Guan versus the Russian champion. It's perfect. I mean, that's exactly what we needed. That's what we want. I mean, that's how we're going to continue to build the sport here in China, and everybody's watching it now. So, thanks to you guys, this is going to be a great event.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about that infusion of new talent, because if you could, for people who haven't seen RUFF, sort of speak to the idea of it being a Chinese national organization. Can you talk about who initially was in the organization and what you need to do to qualify to be able to fight with you guys?
Yeah. 2 years ago, when we first started, we had our first fight in August, end of August 2011. And our plan was to build this for Chinese fighters to really have a chance to turn professional, to be professional athletes. And in order to do that, we had to close it off. We had to be very strict about who we were letting in. And we came up with a rule that was what we thought was extremely fair. It allowed some foreigners to come in. It allowed some foreigners to come in. And they had to fit a certain criteria. Yeah. And what we came up with, they had to live, work, and have a valid work permit for Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau, or mainland China. And that sort of restricted a lot. And the only reason that was done was to really give the Chinese a chance to get more experience, get some experience fighting in a cage, get some experience fighting in front of a lot of people on television, to raise their skill level. And we always said once that skill level was going to come up, we would then start opening it up. And I said it would probably take about 2 years. Yeah. And actually, it was exactly 2 years. The Chinese athletes, I mean, they really grabbed onto this. They really gave it their all. And you just saw the levels were just coming up like crazy. So we said, you know what? It's time. You have Wang Guan that's 13-0. He needs a challenge. We got to do things like this. Rodrigo's the same thing. Rodrigo Caparel, another champion. Yeah. So we had to open it up, and we thought, you know what? We still have to have good, fair fights. And we started bringing in fighters from Russia, from Kazakhstan, from Kazakhstan, all over the place. And it's really worked out well because we're bringing fighters in that are at the same levels, and we want everybody to grow together. The Chinese are happy about it. The fighters are thrilled about it. I mean, they want to test themselves. Right. They want to move up, and this is the way to do it. So when this opportunity came up with Bekbulat, I mean, it was fantastic. So that's how we are now. Now we're opening it up, and we're not saying we're going to bring everybody in. We're going to be very selective who we pick. We still need to have good, fair, evenly matched fights, so everybody's level can go up together.
Nice. Well, speaking of bringing people in, you brought in basically the man who's regarded as the best referee in the business. That's Herb Dean. It's his first trip to China. He's working with you in just a few hours. So what's your take? I mean, when you first met Herb, I know you know all about him, but now you're escorting him around the city and you're showing him Shanghai and all that. So what do you make of Herb?
He was everything that we heard he was and more.
Yeah, I mean, Herb's the man.
He's really just a great guy.
Yeah.
Totally respectful, which is so respectful of the culture, the people. He's a class A guy to take around. I mean, we've gone all over. I mean, the fighters were so thrilled about it. They went crazy. I mean, when he walked in at the weigh-ins, a lot of people still didn't realize he was coming, and some people didn't believe he was coming.
Yeah.
When he walked in, I mean, it delayed our weigh-ins.
That's awesome.
Because everybody had to go. Okay.
All right, Joel, there was actually a little bit of a hiccup there. You said that as soon as Herb walked into the weigh-ins, everything, what?
Everything just stopped. Everybody's mouths dropped open. I mean, it was like the real superstar just walked in. I mean, for these kids to have Herb Dean reffing them and going over the rules with them, I mean, to them, that was everything. They all know who he was. I mean, they know all about him. And, everybody just ran up. They wanted their pictures taken with him. I mean, it was fantastic. So, yeah, I was really happy that Herb could come and that everything worked out.
Nice. Well, that actually brings up another topic here is, there's this understanding some people have. They think that China and Chinese, athletes or whatever are isolated because of restrictions on the internet and that they may not be as familiar with things. But basically right there, you're saying that's not true because if they know who Herb Dean is, they're keeping up with international MMA, definitely, right?
Yeah, I mean, they know everything about everybody. I mean, they know all about, the brands. They know all about Bad Boy. They know all about MMA Heat. And I like to think that RUFF has a big part to do with that. Yeah. I mean, we've opened it up a lot. We really try and promote what's going on back in North America. These kids want to learn. They're starved for information. Yeah. And we're just trying to give them as much as we can. But believe me, they know how to get on the internet. They know how to find everything and everybody. So it's good.
Nice. No, I do also want to speak to, over here, obviously some UFC pay-per-views, George St. Pierre and Anderson Silva, these get incredibly huge audiences around the world. But if you could sort of contextualize RUFF for us, when you put on your last event or your biggest event to date so far, how many eyeballs do you think you had watching the fights?
Well, our biggest event to date, we had on television, that meaning national satellite and on regional television, on regional cable. We had 8 million viewers on that. And
slow night, huh?
Yeah, it was 8 million. I mean, we're in a country with 1.4 billion. So, I mean, we're doing okay. We're happy with it. And on internet, on live streaming, we're hitting around 2 million unique views.
Wow.
So we're doing pretty good, and we can just continue to grow. We just keep growing each time. So we're really excited about it. I mean, the sport is obviously growing here. Our guys are really growing. The quality of fighters is getting better. The quality of gyms is getting better.
Yeah.
And I like to think that RUFF is
We're going to get cut off again.
I'll put it on.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, you're back.
No, so you were just saying you like to believe that RUFF is a big part, obviously, of why MMA is doing so well over there.
Yeah, we really hope that it is. I mean, we're really trying here. We're bringing in new talent. Now we're opening up to some foreigners. Just simple things like Herb Dean. I mean, that's huge. I mean, that's a big deal here.
Yeah.
People like you, MMA Heat. I mean, that's a big deal. People are watching it now.
Yeah.
They figure out how they can read all the stuff on the internet. I mean, they can Google Translate it.
Right.
Out of all the people here, they're learning how to. They can understand a lot of the stuff in English, and especially when they're watching. Your episodes, they're figuring it out. They can really figure out what's going on, and that's what's so exciting about
Very nice. Well, before I let you go here, I know you've got just hours before this starts. Can we get a look at the rest of the place? Can we get maybe a little 360 shot of the stadium?
Yeah. I mean, we can walk around here a little bit.
Nice.
basically, we got her in the cage.
Right.
There's sponsors. I don't know if you can see too much.
And how many
here,
people can fit in that auditorium?
In here, you're looking at around 3,500 people probably.
Nice.
And we're expecting we're hoping it's going to be sold out tonight. We're expecting somewhere around 3,000. We got our main events hanging up on the ceiling. We got, as you can see here, all along. So yeah, I mean, it's like a regular stadium. Yes, we're in China, but we're really figuring out how to do things here.
Very nice. And Wang Guan, the featherweight champ, he's turning into a legit superstar, isn't he?
Wang Guan is really turning into a legit superstar. Actually, one of the guys is sitting right over here. I don't know if you can see him.
Hello. Yeah.
Wave.
Hey, they wave.
That's Looping Ren. That's Looping Ren.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Yeah. He had ankle surgery, so he's just getting back. He's just getting back now. So hopefully maybe by RUFF 12, you're going to see him in here again.
Nice, that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, the guys are really getting a lot of recognition here, and we're just thrilled about it. We're really, really thrilled about it.
Very nice, very nice. All right, well, Joel, it's always great talking to you, and if we can find you on camera here again before we say goodbye, where'd you go?
Oh.
There we are. There you go.
There I am.
There you go.
With my headphones in.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. But no, we wish you the best of luck. And like I said, it's always been a pleasure working with you on these. And can't wait to watch the fights.